Hello everyone and welcome back to Monsters of the Past. As always, I'm your host Mr. G. Today, we're rounding out our Triassic trilogy of dinosaurs with our final member of the Triassic trilogy, which if you don't know is a term I coined for the three most famous Triassic animals, which are Herrerasaurus, Prosauropod of some sort, and finally, today's animal, Coelophysis. Coelophysis means hollow form and is a member of the Coelophysis family. It was a carnivore that lived during the late Triassic in North America. Coelophysis was about 6 feet long, making it a pretty small dinosaur. Coelophysis has always been notable for the fact that as an early theropod, you can definitely see some of the traits that carried into later ones. So yeah, it basically kind of looks like a beta theropod. Except this one actually was a theropod unlike Herrerasaurus or Eoraptor, where for Eoraptor it was actually a primitive sauropod, and for Herrerasaurus we have no idea what its deal was. Oh yeah, another thing to talk about. If you were a paleo fan growing up, you might remember how almost every dinosaur book mentioned that Coelophysis was a cannibal. This claim was based on the fact that several Coelophysis skeletons were found with what were thought to have been juveniles in their stomachs, which paleontologists interpreted as an adult eating a baby during a food shortage. However, further studies on these skeletons revealed that what was thought to have been juveniles were actually the remains of a small crocodilian. Unfortunately, just like Oviraptor being an egg eater, the image of Coelophysis being a cannibal has stuck around, despite the fact that there's now no evidence for it. It certainly is still possible that they are cannibalistic, but we currently don't have any evidence for it. Something I find funny, personally, is just how many dinosaurs have been discovered, and then it turns out they're just Coelophysis species. Some examples include Centarsaurus, Rhearibosaurus, Magponosaurus, and possibly Gojirasaurus. I don't know, I just find it funny how many times we find a dinosaur only for it to turn out to be Coelophysis. In a way, they're kind of like the reverse Megalosaurus. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's look at the card. Do my eyes deceive me, or are those feathers? No, seriously, look on its back. You can see they gave it kind of like a primitive coat of feathers. That's actually really interesting, since I almost never see feathered Triassic animals, period. And it's kind of cool that they gave them here. But, this card recounts the cannibalism claim, which is, as I said before, has been discredited. Also, this next thing isn't an error, but I have no idea what it's supposed to be eating there on the back of the card. It's inside the water, but it looks like a piece of flesh. It's probably a decapitated fish, but I don't get it. Anyway, I give this card about an 8-ish out of 10. Now let's look at Coelophysis in pop culture. Coelophysis appeared in the first episode of Walking with Dinosaurs, and they're debatably the main characters. They're an adoptable animal in the PC game Zoo Tycoon. They appear as enemies in the Jurassic Park Game Gear game. They're in the upcoming PC game Prehistoric Planet. And they appear in Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder. That's all for this episode of Monsters of the Past. Join me next when I talk about the Jurassic bird dinosaur, not Archaeopteryx. Bye!